Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and today I'll be talking about digital bugs on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Tier analysis. This video of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tier analysis. Digital bugs is an Xyz based archetype. It's an insect archetype, and it is criminally unsupported. And it is bad. It is really bad. Giving it the tier that I gave it is very, very generous. For its pros, Master Rule 5. Cool boss monsters, and it has good rank up options. And that's just about it. It lacks digital bug support because Konami just hates this deck. It lacks speed to use the effects of its main deck monsters because their monsters are ridiculously slow. Some of them you can just trigger once they switch to defense, which is great with cards like Stumbling, but then when you realize you also have monsters in the deck that you have to manually switch to defense just so their effects could work. For like cards like Sensibit, I think, and that one that special summons a digital bug from your graveyard, they have to be in attack. And you have to manually switch them to defense for their effects to work. You have to switch them from. It's weird explaining without showing the cards themselves. Anyways, the playstyle is, as you would imagine, ridiculously slow, especially since it also plays off of you switching the battle position of your opponent's attack positioned monsters to defense, is kind of a death sentence all on its own. But then because links exist, this archetype is even more dead. Lacks swarming ability because it's like, did I mention this archetype is ridiculously slow? This is better off being an engine than an actual archetype itself, and that's the sad part. It lacks disruption, aside from their one Xyz monster, which is laughably bad since you have to switch a monster to defense to negate its effects. And link monsters exist, so that's out of the question. Not to mention, if your opponent summons a monster that doesn't mean a targeting, you're also just going to lose. And Numeron Force unfortunately does not work with this deck. If it did, this deck would be slightly better than it is. It'd still be tier 4, but it would be a lot better than what it is now. This deck is garbage. And it sucks because I actually like this deck. I like its design and I like its concept. It's basically an Xyz version of Yang Sings, but done very poorly. Like, Konami can literally just add, 5 cards to this deck and just make this deck really cool. They can make this deck actually good to use. You can make their spells and traps searchable. Oh yeah, that's also another con to this deck. But I don't think there's space to add another con because this deck it sucks so much. It sucks so much it's actually sad. Anyways, that's all I have to say about digital bugs. I hope Konami gives some more support, like a continuous spell that allows them to trigger their effects or make their effects very fast. Like giving them their own babble, so that way you can actually have a fighting chance of making this deck actually work. Anyways, that's all I have to say about digital bugs. If Konami's watching this video, which, let's be real, they're not going to be, please help this deck. Please. Anyways, that's all I got to say. And, oh yeah, I forgot to ask. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. And this is me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and I'm out.